Hi, I'm Owen Rayleigh of your Tucson Roadrunners, and you are watching the Hockey Show with your host, me. Woo! Yes, thank you so much. That's right. Now, welcome back to the Old Hockey Show, of course. With thank you for opening up the show, my ever lovely guest, the best looking, the smartest, the best. Me, of course, thank you, the hockey player. Now, me in a suit. So, thank you for showing up today. We're talking, of course, about the Arizona Coyotes. I guess you might not have been able to tell from that, but whatever. Thank you. Thank you. So, today we're talking the best player on all the teams. Last time I talked about the Ducks. This time I'm talking about the Coyotes, of course. So, who are we talking about first? Of course, Clayton Clutch, the Beast, the Best, Keller. Oh, I shouldn't have said the best. That might spoil what's going to happen here. So, leading the team in 63 points and goals of 28, 35 assists. Clayton Keller, of course, has been, I don't want to say the backbone, but he has been kind of like the future of the Coyotes for a while. They pay him for it. He's been signed for a long time, for a lot of money, and he's leading the team in points. So, I guess you're getting your money's worth, kind of. So, what does Clayton Keller have that other players don't? Well, Clayton Keller has speed, he has skill, he's got a shot. Clayton Keller really is like that. The Clayton Keller, the way I would describe him is as like the killer, the potent threat. He's the wasp. Let's call him that. He's the wasp. He's the stinger to the wasp. And the way I think that, now that might sound really stupid, but listen, Clayton Keller is the type of guy where he's like the finishing punch to a team. Now, the best way I could think about it is that he's the final threat. You feed him the puck to to have that final touch, that shot, that final move to score that goal. He is the final kill. He's not the movement. He's the kill, if any of that makes any sense to you. And what I'm saying is, the best way I can think about it is kind of like, I don't really know how I would describe it, but that's who I kind of think about it. The best way I could say it is if he was instead traded to the Blackhawks instead of Dylan Strome, it was Clayton Keller. He would be the perfect pairing to Patrick Kane, a guy like Alex DeBrincat that Kane would feed him the puck and Keller would shoot it. That's the way I could think about it. Keller would be fed the perfect position to make that final move and then make a Deacon score. That's the best way I could think of Clayton Keller as a player. He shouldn't be the guy, and that's who he is on the Coyotes, unfortunately. I think Clayton Keller is perfect to be the secondary to the guy, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like, Patrick Kane is the guy, and then someone like, well, Kubalik before, but now like DeBrincat before, I guess now as well, was like the secondary, the final blow to the team. Not that Patrick King couldn't do it himself. I guess that's the best way I'm trying to describe this, is he is like that final blow to the team to really push them over that edge, to score a goal, tuck in the puck, and that's how I can describe Clayton Keller. He's amazing, but he shouldn't be the guy. I think he would absolutely thrive on a team where he wasn't the guy. I think if he had a better supporting cast around him, Clayton Keller could easily be getting 80 points. I wouldn't doubt that one bit. I think he could be a 35-goal scorer. I just think he needs the right guys around him, which could be coming up soon with the Coyotes, with Logan Cooley, Connor Geeky, Gunther, all these guys coming up. So, Josh Doan. They got a lot of good guys coming up for the Coyotes that are eventually going to bloom, and someone like Clayton Keller could really flourish with those guys around him finally. So now, we move on to Nick Schmaltz, the number 2 guy in points with 59 points. He set a new record for the franchise and tied one for the NHL for most points in a game, which was 7. 7 points in a game, which is absolutely absurd. 59 points, 23 goals, 36 assists. Nick Schmaltz, I feel like, he's really good, and he has flashes of brilliance, that he's super skilled. Schmaltz, when he is on, he is on. Nick Schmaltz is that type of guy that I feel like would be a perfect fit. Now, I keep saying like perfect fit for other teams, but that's just because the Coyotes aren't a team that's trying to win at this current moment. They will start next season. But if they were on a team that was trying to win, Nick Schmaltz would be like the perfect fit for, I would say, like the Tampa Bay Lightning. A team that needs like that one more like super skilled guy that can go in there and just do his work with the guys around him. Schmaltz, if he had just a couple guys around him that could that just work alongside him well and get the puck moving to try to score goals and stuff, Nick Schmaltz would thrive like Clayton Keller would, and I feel like he would be a perfect fit for the Lightning. Not that I want to see him go anywhere, but just an example of a good team that could actually win, unlike the Coyotes who can win, but just, you know what I'm trying to say. So, of course, we move on to Shane Gostisbehere, 51 points. The man from Philadelphia who had just couldn't click there, comes to AC and absolutely goes wild with it. 51 points, 14 goals, 37 assists. This guy was insane. This guy is turned his complete game around, and now he is really a good defender. I mean, talk about it. I don't really know if it's just a different change of setting or he had a chip on his shoulder from Philadelphia. Whatever it was is what he needed. Shane Gostisbehere, I saw him in the final game of the season where they played against Nashville, and he scored 2 goals, which was great for my fantasy team because I had him. And Shane Gostisbehere really is, he really is that type of, it's hard to say because I'm always, like, not always the happiest, like, going off of one good season, but just what he had to bring to the table just seems like not something that's going to go away. And Shane Gostisbehere really is, he's got a good throw in to be the best player on the Coyotes. Really, he really does. Next, and then, so I go down to the bottom, and these are just a few guys that I think have a chance, but they just can't, they haven't shown it. So, of course, Lawson Crouse, he had 37 points in 65 games. 65 games, 34 points, 37, something like that. And this is a guy that I've always thought, I always hate saying being on another team, but it's just true. The fact is the Coyotes haven't been trying to win. They're a team that's been trying to rebuild. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. But he was drafted by the Panthers, and I would love to see what he could have done with the Panthers. If Patrick Hornquist can do great on the Panthers, I can only imagine what Lawson Crouse does. When I see him on the ice, he is an absolute force. He's like Timo Meier. He's just a guy that can outshove another player and is just so good at what he does. Now, I know 34, 37 points isn't the best, but I feel that he had 20 goals. The assist category is where he lacks, but when you're scoring 20 goals, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's what some superstars kind of score. So I think for him, if he was able to take that next step and really shine, I could easily see him, once again, another like 35 points goals guy. I don't really see him being an assist machine. I see him really as a good goal scorer, and I think he could really thrive with that if he finally takes that next step forward. And with his new contract, maybe he will. Maybe that's his time to finally make that step and this is my claim to fame. I am Lawson Crouse. I have a cool name. Let's go. Jacob Chychrun, the guy that I was contemplating putting on the board, because every time there's news about the Coyotes trading guys away, they always do. So I was like, well, he's probably not going to be on the team next season, because that's how it always works with the Coyotes. Every time there's rumors, it always happens. Domi, Duclair, Ekman Larson, Garland, always, they were gone. So Chychrun, I feel like, probably not going to be on the team. But I've always said that Jacob Chychrun could be one of the best defenders in the league. He just needs to be on a better team to really show off his skill and talent. And I always say that, but then he has a season like this with the Coyotes where he only gets 7 goals, 14 assists in 47 games. Now, that's not the worst for a defender, but he didn't score a goal in the first 10, 15 games or something like that. And the saying is that good winners find ways to win and losers find ways to lose. And I feel like that might be the case when it comes to Jacob Chychrun, is that good players like Keller and Schmaltz find a way to get points in a bad situation. Jacob Chychrun is failing to do that. So maybe he is not one of the best, but I still think he might be. But it's kind of hard for me to tell. If he gets traded, it might be a good way to tell if he is or not. But we have to wait and see. And the final name I have on the board is Vejmelka. Now, Vejmelka last year, of course, was the random goaltender no one knew they brought in. And he lost a lot of games, but the Coyotes were trying to lose a lot of games. And they succeeded in their goal. And Vejmelka, I've put on here because I wanted to say that he really was an incredible goalie. he shows up in a hard situation. He shined. He made some amazing saves. He was in the top of save percentage in the league last year. Like, every time they would show the graphic of the top 10 goalies in the league, it would be like Vasilevsky, it would be like Shesterkin, and always up around in the top category was Vemelka, because he had good numbers, because he got so many shots against him and stuff that he did have good numbers. So, just a little shout out to him. But I think, I mean, you already can see, because I accidentally wrote it before already, that I think no matter what, looking at this board, that you can't really dispute that Clayton, the Beast, the best, the Keller, is the best player on the team. I already wrote his gold star. So, I don't think there's any disputing it. He is overall an all-star. He is an all-star that is just waiting to shine if once given the right opportunity. Whether it's with the Coyotes, once Cooley, Geeky, Lamoureux, not Lamoureux, whatever his name is. Is that his name? Whatever. Gunther, however you say his name. Once all those guys come in, Barrett Hayton also jumping up, Soderstrom making the team better, I think Keller will finally shine, and I think his 8-year contract will finally show that he really is worth his money. It's just he needs the right circumstance, and I think that'll all start next season. Not this year. This is going to be one more interesting season, but next season, I think, is going to be the breakout season for Keller, going to be breakout for seasons for all those guys, and the Coyotes will come to prominence. But not this year. But for this year, Clayton Keller is the best player on the Coyotes. But tell me what you think down below. Do you think Clayton Keller's the best Coyote, or do you think someone else is? Do you think it's Chychrun? What about Krause? Was it Phil Kessel? I don't think so. But thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please pick up your free subscription down below by hitting that red subscribe button. If you like this video, leave a like, not a dislike, begin down below and tell me all about that stuff in the comments section. Who do you think is the best? And any other sorts of comments, concerns, suggestions, opinions, rants, tangents, and other sorts of whatever you want to say. Even if you just want to give me a nice compliment, that would be nice. Do you like the suit? I like the suit. So thank you for watching. I've been once again your dapperly dressed Owen, your host, this esteemed guest. Thank you once again, me in a Tucson Roadrunners uniform, and thank you for watching. Too sweet, and ta-ta for now.